Hi and welcome to the third video on the locus of a point being the hyperbola. You need to go and watch the first couple of videos because this is like very confusing stuff if you're just coming in cold now. I'm going to explore both C and D almost together in this one because the ideas of the ways of doing it is very similar to A and B. The only, you'll notice here, the difference between, say, the standard hyperbola and this one is that these ones have actually been translated. They've actually been translated one to the right and two down. And so what's going to happen with that is that the center of the hyperbola is actually going to be at that location there. So, the coordinates 1, -2. And so that means that the asymptotes will actually go through that point there. They'll cross over at that point rather than at the origin. In this case, the hyperbola hasn't been dilated in any way, whereas the previous ones they did. This one, the line will just be y equals x and y equals -x, although moved, one to the right and two down. So I'll just sort of explore that with you right now. So I've got something like this, and instead of having asymptotes there, y equals x and y equals -x, I'm actually going to have something slightly different than that. So the asymptotes were y equals positive and -x, but now they're actually going to be, instead of having x, I'm actually going to have x minus 1. So I get plus minus x minus 1, and I'm going to get y, which is instead y is going to be plus 2. And so now this little equation here will give me the equations of the asymptotes. So I'm going to get y equals -2 plus minus x minus 1. And in this case, I'll do this slowly. I'm going to get -2 plus x minus 1 and -2 minus x minus 1. I've got to be careful with this just so I don't make too many mistakes. So that one would be -2 plus x minus 1, which is x minus 3. And this one over here will be -2 minus x plus 1. So that one will end up being -x minus 1. So these asymptotes now, they no longer go through the origin. I'll just get rid of all of that. They go through the points. They actually cross over at 1, -2. And I'm going to get x minus, where's that point? There we go. X minus 3, which is this point here. And I'm going to get -x minus 1, which is something like that there. Okay. So, and I should label them every time. So -x minus 1, and this one is x minus 3. Now, so the hyperbola will just go through these ones now. It looks like the y values are negative in this case, so this one is going to look something not like that. It's going to be something a little bit more like that, and something like that. I'm not sure what the x and the y intercepts are. I guess we could substitute those in and find out what they are. So I guess x equals 0 and y equals. We'll have to be a little bit careful with this. We're going to get -1 squared minus y plus 2 squared equals 1, and then sort of go from there. I trust that you can kind of work that out yourself. I just wanted to show you how to get the asymptotes, and essentially it's just moving them as they're moved up here, as they're translated up there. Okay, so I'll quickly have a look at D as well. This one will be fairly similar. In fact, it's just this one has been dilated as well because of the 4 and the 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to ignore this -1 and the +2. I'm going to get y squared over 4 minus x squared over 9 equals 1. And I'm going to do it based on this one and then move that one, move it later on. So it's very similar to the ones we've done before. Y squared over 4 equals x squared over 9 plus 1. What am I doing? Yep. So y squared equals 4x squared over 9 plus 1. So y squared equals, I'm going to take this out as a common factor, so 4x squared over 9, and then I've got 1 plus, what did I do? 9 over x squared. X squared, not anything else squared. So y equals plus minus 2x over 3, 1 plus 9 on x squared all to the half, or to the square root, either way. And now I can see that my asymptotes are actually going to be at y equals positive and negative 2x over 3. Now I'm going to actually translate them like the other graphs. Okay, so instead of having y, I've got y minus 1. So I've got y minus 1. And instead of having x, I've got, what was it, x plus 2. Ooh, x plus 2. And now I can just rearrange this to find my two equations of the asymptotes. Okay, again, I trust that you sort of know how to do that. That will give you the equation of the asymptotes. Then you can find the x or the y-intercepts and then go from there. Okay, so the actual center or the point where they cross over will be x is negative 2 and y is positive 1. So it will look something like that. Okay, hopefully that's helped a little bit. It's very similar to the other questions. This time we're just translating them to the left to right. So thanks for watching.